Alright Goombas, so today we're here to talk to you about sets and how they pertain to interrupts. Now, for those of you unfamiliar with the word set, all it is a group of people. It could be one person, it could be 3+, but you get the idea. So, now that we have the group, we classify how many people in the group. So we'll say the word set, and we'll put a number before it. So a 1 set is 1 person, a 2 sets, 2 people, 3 sets, 3, and so on and so forth. Now, we can further classify the set by saying, well, what's in the set? Is it males? Is it females? Is it aliens? Is it Goombas? It doesn't matter. So if it's all females, we're just going to call it a set. If it's males, that's fine, you can call it a set too, but most of the sets you want to approach have at least 1 for it. And the final set we can have is a mixed set. Now, mixed set is males and females mixed. So we're not going to cover that in this particular podcast because we feel it'd be more beneficial to you if we do it with AMODs. And that's all there is to that, and JD has more information on this.
I don't know what they're doing over there. Shut up. It's going to be about internal and an external interrupt. So, I have a friend over here who want to understand exactly what that means. So we'll introduce you to him over here, Paulo. How's it going? You doing? So let me explain to you what I meant by internal and external interrupt. Stay with me for a second. So, to make it really short and simple, there's 3 types of females that you have to worry about. You have a 1 set, you have a 2 set, and you have 3 or more females. The first set, we need to get out of here.
Get out of here!
Okay, so you're gonna head down that way. Yeah, the first set is just a single girl. She's by herself, no internal interrupts over there. The second set, just 2, and you can have interrupts with a 2 set because you have an internal, a friend who's around, and she might say, hey, she's not feeling you, and you're talking, she's not feeling you, she pull her friend away and say, hey, let's go get a drink, mess up your whole game. And then you have the third one, which is 3 girls or more, and you can have a internal interrupt with that because you have 2 other females who might block your game. You don't want that to happen. But with a third set, you can actually separate and isolate the female, that your target female, you can separate and isolate. And with all these 3 sets, you still have to worry about an external interrupt. Just got here because it's really loud right now. Stay over here. Alright, so like I was saying, you have the 2 main type of internal interrupts. One's really subtle and one's really strong. A subtle interrupt might be where she rolls off and her friend follows. For example, she walks away, starts walking away, and her friend leaves with her. Oh, where did my friend go? And she walks away. A strong internal interrupt will be where she starts dancing with her friend and blocks you while you're talking, be really rude, or says, oh, I like this song, let's go dance, and then leave. And another thing you have to worry about is external interrupt. Might come in and block you because you didn't know her friend was in the bathroom, for example, and she comes in, hey, what's going on over here? Completely blocks your game. One way to help avoid that is to be already locked in, and that can help you look as if you're part of the group already. And the 3-minute rule, something that we're going to have Mr. Franco discuss, help you also with this as well.
But here's a new one for you guys. This one deals with the 3-minute rule. Now I know you guys are familiar with the 3-second rule, which is you see someone you like, 3 seconds to approach them. However, there is an exception to that rule. Now that's called the 3-minute rule. Now what the 3-minute rule is when you go in and you approach a group or a set, you have 3 minutes to establish yourself. You have 3 minutes to get locked in. And if you are not locked in within 3 minutes and you get an external interrupt, you're not important enough, you are going to get locked out of the set. You're going to lose them completely. So if you feel like the 3-minute rule is going to be compromised, then you do not follow the 3-second rule at all. That is the only exception to the 3-second rule.
Since internal interrupts tend to occur after your approach, usually during your transition or your initial stages of attraction building, we'll be covering that with AMOGs and mother hens at a later date. But this is about how to deal with external interrupts, how to minimize the damage they can do. An external interrupt can happen randomly, even in on your approach, so that's why we're covering it now. So how do you minimize the damage? Well, first off, the problem is the interrupt is going to hijack your conversation. All the focus is being drawn away from you to the person that just came into the room. So you don't want to stop that from occurring right then and there. So what you do is you turn to the set, the initial, your target, and you let her know that she's being rude. So you tell your initial target, the polite thing to do would have been to introduce me to your friend. And when she introduces you, you'll automatically have a sense of, oh, this guy is cool, he's with us, you already have social proof from her friends, so she's going to accept you as part of the group. She can only go by what she sees. And if she sees you locked in and already interacting with her friends, she has to accept you. You're going to want to keep her from talking too much. You don't want her to hijack your conversation. She's going to come back wherever she was. She went off on her little adventure.
All right, hang on tight.
She experienced this whole, rainbow world with mushrooms or whatnot, and she's going to want to tell her friends about that. You want to stop that, prevent that at all costs. So what you do is, you're introduced, and you continue on from what you were saying, as I was saying. But now your focus, rather than being on your initial target, is now on her. She's your new target. You have to get her up to date on what was going on. And you have to prove to her that, you're this cool guy, and that she needs to keep quiet. You have more value than she does. She should be listening like everyone else. So basically, if you have her listening to you as part of the group, you lucked out. You minimize the damage successfully. And then you can, as soon as she's incorporated into the group, you can go back to focusing on your main target, making her doing attraction in all these games. So, what do you do if she wasn't part of the group and she's someone from high school that they haven't seen in a very long time? The best bet is you're probably screwed. The only thing you can do is try to get into their conversation, because they're going to be, just let them know, it was very nice to meet you, it's a pleasure, I got to get back to my friends, they're waiting for me, maintain your value, and exit. You can catch up with them later on after they all get caught up, if they are that important to you, or maybe not, work another set. But if that's the case, that's pretty much all you can do in that sense, if you can't minimize the damage. But you left with your head high, and they got a good feeling from you on the approach. So next time you already have a smoother in with them, if you choose to take that path. So Goombas, that concludes this podcast. Catch you on the first.